There are myths that the kinetic cyclones on the upright model don't work as well as those on the cylinder. As is often the case, not a dot of evidence has ever been presented to support this myth, with claims instead reliant on hearsay and unconvincing anecdotes. Propaganda and falsehoods about the kinetic technology are rampant, simply because it works amazingly and ends another false economy of unnecessary repairs. This was exposed in the recent video linked to in the description, where kinetic filtration was actually shown to perform better than any of Dyson's earlier cyclones. So I decided to stress test the kinetic technology on a machine of each form factor and look at the relative filtration performance. I sucked up 4 full bin loads of fine flour, which is the equivalent of probably many years of ultrafine dust component in natural household dust they were designed for. Fine flour is also very similar in size to ash, plaster dust and talc. When Dyson recommend against vacuuming plaster, they likely mean uncured plaster and not dust from drywall. Uncured plaster may cure under more humid conditions and solidify within the cyclone system. After it's cured, it's just like this fine flour, so generally fine to pick up. Ash is probably not recommended because it can be hot or smouldering still, which would risk machine damage or fire. Rubble is obviously not something found in the home, and large chunks of rock and hard, sharp nails would obviously cause damage or pipe blockage. Some argue bag cleaners are good for these things, but this is only true because they're disposable, even for normal household dust, which is wasteful, environmentally harmful, and unnecessary and avoidable for normal household dust. The cylinder's filters are weighed initially, and then again after 4 bin loads. The weight was exactly the same, despite all that ultrafine dust, confirming that the kinetic technology doesn't let anything significant through, just as advertised, even for this ultrafine dust. 4 full bin loads of fine flour were sucked up again using the upright model. The filters were weighed before and after, and again their weight was exactly the same. This blows away the myth that the upright's kinetic filtration doesn't perform properly. It confirms that there was never any good reason to think it didn't work well, or isn't the most effective filtration Dyson have ever produced. This shows all the myths, gut feelings, and vague anecdotes were the falsehoods they were always suspected to be. As long as filters are rinsed, fine DIY-like dust is seemingly fine to pick up on mains cleaners, as long as you don't go over the max fill line. And if you have kinetic filtration, there shouldn't be a problem, and you don't ever need to rinse the filters. It is possible to access and rinse the filters, as shown in the video linked to in the description, if people want to for some reason. The only way these machines would fail is if the user never even emptied the bin, causing the whole system to get backed up, the cyclones to clog solid with dust, and the filters to then take all the dust and clog as well, causing motor overheating. In other words, complete neglect and abuse. I hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching.